Hi, how you doing? I was going on my walk with my husband, and all of a sudden, a huge amount of energy was flowing through me. And I could feel a lot of people's emotions flowing through my being. It felt like despair and sadness, fears. I could even hear some crying. And the only thing that helps when that happens is to remember that you are so much more than your physical body. You're so much more than what you see, and you're so much more than your physical brain. At your true core, you're the all that is. And so, by taking deep breaths and connecting through to the source and the core of the earth, allowing both poles to flow through you, activating each energy centers and cells and every single fiber, atoms. It allows the energy to flow like a gust of wind that clears. And it's not so much to get rid of the feeling. On the contrary, it's to meet it fully and thoroughly with compassion and love by opening your heart even more than before, more and more, welcoming it. In the old teachings, we were taught that being an empath, because of being an empath, you feel everybody's energies. And while that is true, it's not a handicap, or there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing wrong is you seeing it as being wrong. You labeling it as a negative thing, and therefore having to protect yourself from it. Protecting yourself from the energies that you feel as a means to block it out or push it away. Turning you therefore into a victim, as if you're a victim to all that you feel. The thing is, there's something a lot more powerful than trying to protect yourself, shield yourself. There's nothing wrong with surrendering yourself with light. Love light. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that. Because that bubble of light, if you will, is automatic when you connect to the all that is. When you connect to source and to the core of the earth and you breathe it through the system, activating the thorial field. Thorial. I have to look it up to see how it's pronounced properly. Thorial field. By activating both poles and breathing it through your system, you're activating each energy centers, and you allow it to flow and to get bigger and bigger, and it automatically protects you. And because in reality, there's nothing to protect yourself from, because everything is you. And when you tap into that and you meditate on it and you fully understand this, you start realizing that being fully present to all the emotions and everything that you feel taking long, deep breaths permits the energy blockages that you feel within your system to unwind. It's like pouring soap on a knot, and it loosens it up, becoming more fluid. And in the moments that you feel those emotions that are running through the collective, when you allow yourself to fully feel it, it may look as whatever circumstances you're facing in your day-to-day life, in your present moment in your life. And so you think as though it's about that. But you see, we're all facing similar seeming like limitations, such as limitations of money, income, or fear of becoming sick, fear of dying, fearing of being alone, fearing of losing everything. When you connect to the all that is and you breathe through it without attachment to anything, with deep faith and deep trust and total surrender to the source that you are, the divine intelligence that exists within everything, it allows you to open up more and more and allow the divine intelligence to flow through you, bringing forth creativity and clarity, answers. And by practicing to do so over and over again, no matter how small the worry, no matter how small or large the fear, when you allow yourself to just stop whatever you're doing and pay attention to whatever you're feeling in that very moment, being completely open and compassionate and loving. It allows you to see through the veils or the beliefs that you've been holding on, that you've been buying into since you were small or since other lifetimes. You think you don't remember where those beliefs came from, but your whole system does. It's in your energy field and in your cells. And so when you allow yourself to breathe, they show up, they reveal themselves, they show up to you. And then you can see where you bought into those beliefs, where you started believing in whatever lies you've been telling yourself. And so once you see with true clarity, or once you start seeing where you started buying into those beliefs and have therefore started to identifying as those beliefs, you can then realize that you are so much more than the beliefs that you have started to identify with, and therefore you are able to naturally and organically release it. Because when you try to push it away, it will keep on trying to show up, because much like putting soap in water, dirt from the dishes will dislodge and float to the surface. And so therefore all you have to do is rinse the dishes and it's done. To take deep breaths while seeing beyond, beyond those beliefs that are surfacing and that are showing up in front of you. You get to have access to a peripheral vision. You allow the spaciousness of true clarity to set forth, rather than being contracted into a small point of view that gives you the same results over and over again. Right now, as things are changing and this storm is happening, this collective storm that we are facing, there is a lot of emotions that are going to be felt, and that's what we came for. We came to clean up, if you will. And the only way to clean up is to be fully present and to stop distracting yourself with unimportant activities. The time has come to and after all, what else are you going to do? Since we are confined, and are obligated to stay home, what better time to stop whatever you're doing, stop the recurring habits that you've had over and over again, and change the pace. You have the opportunity to discover who you truly are and what you're meant to be. The more of us that do that at this moment, the more of us that truly connect to our true core, to our true source, taking the time to see beyond all the layers that we have piled up on top of our true self, the more we will become at peace as a collective and bring forth a new way of being and therefore a new way of doing. Being connected with each other, truly connected with each other. I promise you, the more and more you practice this, taking the time to stop whatever you're doing and meditate, to receive true clarity, quiet down the mind, letting the mind unwind itself as you take deep breaths and connecting to Source, the Source that started all creation, the Source that is your awareness, the Source that is the all that is, the Source that is within all of us. The more you can take the time to just stop and connect to it, the more you practice, and the more you open yourself up in moments that your brain wants to contract and protect itself, the more you allow this fluidity to flow through you, and the more answers will come forth. It will be, I was telling my husband before, I was having an internal conversation, asking a question and an answer was coming forth, asking another question and another answer was coming forth. I was telling my husband, it's like having an encyclopedia within, a built-in encyclopedia. It's really cool. And all you gotta do is connect with it. Now's the time to do that, don't you see? Everything is changing. And the more you do this, the more you practice this, the less you will identify with the fears that are coming to the surface. Because what is fear? What is fear? Fear is not knowing what's going to happen next, not knowing what to make out of what's happening, not knowing what is possible. When you can surrender to the beyondness, beyond everything that you see, that you've attached yourself to, that you've identified with, the more you open the door of Source, the more new creations can flow through you. And then the next step is to follow the vision that just came through, to just trust the vision that you just received. And it doesn't feel like a true vision, doesn't feel like something that you should do out of fear of. You never want to do things out of fear. You want to do things out of pure excitement, out of pure joy and passion, out of pure inner drive. You, in every moment, you want to follow the next true excitement. And like a breadcrumb trail, it will lead you towards your blueprint. So no matter what shows up in your life, my parents are singing in the background. The more you connect to Source and you follow the next excitement, the more you will feel the connection to all that is and feel truly guided. Don't act out of fear of something bad happening. Follow your inner guidance, which is true excitement. Whatever you feel within your heart space. The highest excitement. And in each moment, ask yourself, what's even more exciting than what I'm feeling right now? And what else would be more exciting? And then follow that. And the higher the excitement, the higher the frequency. Because that's what we need right now, is to raise our frequency by following the highest excitement in each moment and connecting to Source. Centering yourself over and over again, no matter what you do. Taking the time to meditate, at least 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at nighttime. If you can, well, now that you have to stay home, why not 20 minutes in the middle of the day also? And then continue to do that while you take a walk, or continue to do that while you do the dishes, or continue to do that while you cook, and continue to do that while whatever you're doing. The clearer and clearer things will become, life will become, you will become. If you feel like you need to connect with me and would like to converse, I would love to hear from you. You can just send me a message and we'll chat. I'm here for you. You've got this. But if you need help, I'm here. Have a wonderful day, evening, week. And as soon as I feel the highest excitement to do so, I will make another video. Namaste.